Hey,
Yeah.
well,
So,
dude, you'd be a great voiceover guy.
really, you think?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you should definitely try to get an agency for that, dude. The money you can make, dude. You could be in the next Family Guy. You could be a next voice character for Pixar. And being the fact that you have a huge platform, that's what these studios want. They want somebody with a name, somebody that has charisma, and somebody that can bring their whole platform to the film. Promise you, you're already in the setup, and you already have a great voice, dude. Like this is what you do.
Funny story about that. This isn't. This is probably not my natural voice. It's
Oh
how I
shit.
speak. Well, it's how I speak all the time now, but it's not how I always spoke. So
Oh,
I came from the deep south. Like I grew
okay.
up in a place where the average median income was like $25,000, and there were literally like old slave houses that people still lived in, like that kind of South. So
Ah.
I had an extraordinarily strong Southern accent, and due to some other unusual problems, I also had no emotion in my voice. It made it really easy for me to lie in a broken household, was the short
It was,
version.
it was
So,
very monotone.
yeah, oh yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yep,
If you tell your
yep.
parents in monotone all the time, they can't tell if you're lying or not.
They can't tell nothing, and it's not like we're lying. We're just not telling the truth. It's just a small white lie. We're just
Right.
not disclosing the whole truth.
So between Southern and monotone, my voice credentials for doing YouTube are quite poor, so I practiced speaking for a very long time in order to get better at doing this, mostly emulating newscasters. I'll throw you a personal story you might find funny. I didn't listen to music until I was 27 years old.
Get out of here.
Right, so that sounds insane, doesn't it? I had people tell me I was crazy, that I had no soul, that I just didn't listen to music. It was a strange combination of problems. Of I had sensitive ears, and my family would listen to country music at absolute maximum volume for 12 hours on end, like that old like twangy stuff. And I think it just
Oh,
burned me on music permanently, to where it just I couldn't do it. And a lot of people would say the music, I feel it in my soul, it's natural, I just pick it up and go and do it. And that part of me was never alive until I didn't when I was 27 years old. I tried marijuana for the first time in my life.
and
Yeah.
wasn't it amazing, man?
Right. Yeah, it was super. Oh, I got stoned as shit, and I watched Trailer Park Boys and ate a whole pint of Ben and Jerry's and stuff. But when
Man,
I did
that's
that,
awesome.
whatever part of my brain that gave a damn about music pretty much instantly came alive. And even when I
Wow.
stopped smoking and stuff, it stayed on. It
It
didn't.
stayed there.
Yeah, it didn't go away. It didn't stop. So just a couple of years ago, I have recently started listening to music again, courtesy of the Devil's Lettuce.
Oh, dude. Well, hey, man. I'm a firm believer and a firm supporter in the devil's lettuce, man. Well, music is awesome, man. Music is it's a way of healing. I'd like to say, regardless of what type of music you listen to. There's country and there's EDM, but I love to listen to classical music on my own like spare time, dude. I mean, I'm a fan of hip hop and all the other stuff, but like I fall asleep to like classical music. I read to classical music. I work out to classical music. It's just like a form of like
Which
relaxation.
which composers then?
Hans Zimmer,
Okay.
and pretty much I usually listen to like any of my favorite like movies and soundtracks that have like any type of like orchestral symphony in there. So I just do that.
So not like Beethoven or Bach or whatever, but I would say
That's a little
what's the
bit
right
too
word?
sophisticated for me. Yeah, no, I like it more. It's too piano for me. I like to
Classical
hear some
modern?
violin. Uh-huh. Yes,
Classical
yes,
modern?
yes.
Restructured classical? I don't know what the
Re-
word for it is. I know what you're talking about, but I lack
like
the
like
vocabulary to
three
describe it.
like 300. Like
Ah.
the soundtrack of 300. Like that's the type of stuff that I listen to.
So there's a weird one. So when it come to music, I didn't have a taste or palate developed after not listening to it.
Uh-huh.
So if I like list all my favorite songs, they're just all over the place, just a dozen different genres with no real pattern. 'Cause it's
That's
just very
so. You're just flipping through like radio stations,
Yeah.
and every song you hear is just the number one favorite. That's dope,
Yes,
man.
I've heard your song. I believe I looked it up. Oh, God, I hope I don't butcher this. I watched the music video. It was "Lie to Me."
Oh, Lie for Me. Thanks,
Yeah,
dude.
sorry,
Dude,
"Lie for Me."
I
I've heard your song. I didn't see the music video until today, but I've heard your song. Jesus Christ, I have no idea how many times on the radio.
Oh, dude, thank you so much, man. Whatchamacallit, the Lie for Me music video, we just passed a million views, man.
Nice.
So it's a pretty good thing, man. Pretty good thing. We were celebrating yesterday. because I'm an independent artist. You know, everything I do, I have a studio built here in my apartment. Both I have my second album out, and both albums were recorded in my bedroom. I
Very
produce
nice.
all my music, I record all my stuff, and I do everything on my own just to show that we don't need the record label to do it. So whenever I do get a million views or one of my records go platinum, it's a pretty big deal. It's to know that an independent artist can still make it happen.
That is a big deal because so many artists unfortunately kind of rely on the studio deals and they kind of have it pushed through radios like iHeartRadio and stations like that that just, yeah, once you've signed on with the group, they're going to play it 8 million times and it'll get sales or plays just because of that push. But doing it independently with no studio help, even competing against studio projects is actual insanity. And it blows my mind that you made that yourself at home in a studio. Given that man. I, as a very casual music viewer, that I've heard it as many times as I have.
Oh, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. You know, my first deal I had when I was 17, bro, and I actually got to witness like all the crap that goes on, man. You know, we were signed to one of the biggest record labels in the world, and we're representing one of the biggest names in Latin music history, and we made no money whatsoever. Everything was taken from us,
really,
bro. Like let me tell you. So, you know, this deal, Menudo itself, the entity had a record deal 7 years before the group was formed. You know, there was like this whole, you know, buying the name out. There was a thing with MTV. Then they got Sony Epic Records involved. They got Johnny Wright and a couple other people. Then when the group was formed, so there was a big, huge, like, advance deal, like a $500,000, like $1 million advance deal, $1 million advance that was given to the Menudo Entertainment. 7 years passed, and we formed a group. We recorded all these records. When it came down to open the books and paying all these producers the money that was given into the advance, they claimed to not have the money. So a lawsuit happened, and there was Sony Music was suing Menudo Entertainment from it. Out of 2.5 years of touring nonstop, being on the road and recording, we made $1,000. $1,000. And it wasn't even like a check like this is for a show. It was for Christmas when we were going home that Menudo Entertainment wrote us each a check for $1,000 and said, "Here you go, guys. This is from us. Merry Christmas." And they taxed us on it. Can you believe the bastards taxed us?
It wasn't even a gift. It
wasn't even a gift. It was a tax write-off.
Fucking hell. It was like a 1099 thing where you had to pay 30%.
Yeah, dude. Yes. So after that, man, once I got out of the group, I realized, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna record my own music, and I'm gonna just keep going. And I kept getting in the studio, but studio time is so expensive, bro. Like, it's $40 an hour. You know, like you have to really know what you're doing and get everything done in a span of 2 to 3 hours. You know, to actually make something work, bro. So I was spending an arm and a leg to do that, and you know, just coming out here to LA after a deal, shit was rough. So I decided I'm going to build my own studio at home, and I'm going to save my money, get all the equipment I need, and I'm going to do everything myself. And I never looked back, man, and I've been putting it out independently ever since.
That impresses me more than you could possibly imagine, and I have to ask, what sound dampening panels do you use, and what microphone do you use?
Also, right now I got a Human U87. It's like a $6,000 mic. It's like pretty good. But at first I was working with a it's a Neumann U87. At first I was using a Neumann TLM 103 for like 5 years. And I just barely upgraded like 6 months ago, man. So it just goes to show, as long as you have like a good microphone, it could even be like a $700 microphone, but as long as you know how to mix and master your own stuff, you're set.
It's funny you say that like a $700 microphone is a bad one, and I'm sitting over here with like an $80 microphone, and I must have made at least 3,000 videos on a $10 microphone.
That is great, bro. I'm telling you, you know, Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller album was made off of a $300 microphone.
I'd had no idea. I assumed it was just like some mega insane production thing.
Nope, $300, man. And this, you know, but nowadays you got these artists that feel like they need to spend $50,000 on one album, you know, that they need to be in the top-notch studio where they pay $60 to $100 an hour with an engineer that gets paid a flat fee of $300 a day, you know. So it's, you know, it's crazy. But to each his own. If you got the money to do it, I would just rather not use the label's money and take it away from them. I'd rather use that money for myself, but unfortunately that's not how it works. So My way of doing it is I use my money from my acting and all the good money that I make off my checks from that, and I put that into my album, and that's what I'm my own label, you know?
That's very good advice. It's the same advice I give to people on YouTube. A different scaling, mind you, but they'll be like, hey, I want to do YouTube videos, I want to do this thing. I saw there's like this $500 microphone and $3,000 professional editing program, and I don't want to start until I get all this stuff. And I'm like, no, guys, you can buy relatively low-end equipment. Of course there's price, but if you buy like a $5 thing that's a knockoff from China, it's not going to be as great as a $50 thing that's
Yep.
name brand. But as long as you understand the equipment that you have, it's not about having the best equipment. It's what you do with it. I've made some of my best work on some of the cheapest crap imaginable.
Dude, I mean, because it's like a person who wants to be an amazing piano player can buy the most expensive piano in the world, but if they don't know how to play it, it makes no difference. You know, they're just gonna be stuck with an expensive piano, but be a shitty piano player.
Exactly.
So if you're great on a scale of, if you're great using a $10 microphone, imagine what you'll sound like when you do upgrade to like a $1,000 microphone. Like you'll be 1,000 times better. So I tell people, make use of what you got, because there are kids right now that have like millions and millions of YouTube subscribers, and they're making short films off of their iPhone and are aspiring to be film directors, and they haven't even gotten to college or haven't even taken an acting class yet because their parents can't afford it, but nothing has stopped them from doing it. It's like, no, we live in the day and age where with social media and the internet, man, you can make money any type of way, and you can be an entrepreneur.
Well, is there anything that you would like to talk about? I think I hit almost all of my points, and we've been kind of going around for close to an hour now, which is probably a lot longer than a lot of the traditional interviews that you've done. Hopefully more fun, though, since we're doing gaming stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, dude, I had so much fun on this thing, man. Like, you're my first gamer interview, dude. So, yeah, as soon as I found out that you wanted to do this, dude, I was thrilled. I only thought to myself, I was like, damn, I hope he's okay with the fact that I suck. And then I'm not gonna be too much of a competition, but you know, I'm glad you brought me on, man. But yeah, no, basically just have everybody, if everybody can see Bad Samaritan May 4th, man, and you know, I know they're gonna love it. You know, it's a creepy, suspenseful thriller, and you know, take some dates out, bring the family and friends, and then get ready to get scared, and don't trust your valet parker or valet driver anymore. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to make it a point to see it. I don't think I'm going to have that valet problem. I'm fortunate enough to have a Tesla, well, before it hit a wall, so I could just watch where it was going all the time. Now it's just in the garage until the end of time. One thing I'm excited for is I want to see David Tennant do evil stuff. I think he does evil characters so incredibly well.
Dude, so well, bro, so well. He was amazing on Jessica Jones and whatchamacallit. This one, dude, he's a psychopath, man. Like, that's the only way I can put it. He goes from zero to 100. He's a completely different human being.
Have you played as him in Call of Duty before?
Have I played this game of Call of Duty?
So David Tennant is in this game, and you can play as him in the zombies mode.
He's a zombie, dude. I found that out like last week. I sent Dean a text. I'm like, bro, did you know that David Tennant is in Call of Duty, bro? What the heck? That is so damn cool, man.
CoD has huge budgets for this stuff. Like, Jeff Goldblum was in the other one, and they had Ron Perlman and a whole bunch of other people. I think it'd be really funny to get the actors playing as their own characters.
Dude, that'd be great. That would be great. I mean, that's my dream, man. Well, hopefully one day I get big enough to where they got me in this damn game.
They probably would add you in if you ask. Call of Duty absolutely loves adding in celebrities of any kind, like, I think the next one will be Infinity Ward's game. You would be surprised, and you'll have to do motion capture though, so you have to put on like the wetsuit with all the little white balls on it.
Oh, that'd be great, man. Absolutely, I would do it in a heartbeat, man. I would do it in a heartbeat. And yeah, dude, since you're new to the whole music thing, man, if you got like Spotify or Apple Music and all that good stuff, just type in Carlito Olivero, and I got my 2 albums out, man. I'm pretty sure you'll find a good couple of records to jam out to on there.
I'll make it a point to give it a listen, probably later this. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is just put it on my phone so that I can listen to it on an airplane, because I got a bunch of flights coming up in my near future. I got my flights mixed up, so instead of a 1-hour direct flight, it's like 5 hours with layovers and stuff, so that's probably what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah. Get yourself comfortable, man.
And on a totally different note, I have engineering background, studied airplanes a lot in college. The airplane doesn't float. It's the weird shape of the wing pushes it up. Like, you know how when you fold a paper airplane, it's not technically correct, but you have it like angled up a little bit. So
Yeah.
as it goes fast, it just has to push up because of the resistance. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And when you're going like 700 miles an hour, it can push up a lot of weight.
Oh shit, man. See, yeah, that makes me even scarier because like that makes it even scarier because the minute that engine blows, we're done. You know what gets me, man? Whenever they say put your seatbelt on, like if we crash, this seatbelt is not going to save any of us. We're gonna die. Like I've never heard anybody survive from a plane crash that had their seatbelt on. Like no, nobody.
Yes, no.
Well, maybe the smaller planes, but like the big ones where like it's just crashed and everyone died, but the one person that had their seatbelt on survived. Never heard of it.
No, they all have they have it on so that in case you hit turbulence, you don't go like flying, or because sometimes you hit turbulence really bad and bags will come out and it'll like fling you in the aisle and you'll get hit in the head with bags and stuff. I've had a time where I was asleep with no seatbelt on and we hit one of those nice drops and I just went up and just smacked my head right into the top of the cabin.
Oh shit!
Terrible way to wake up.
Dude, that's one way to wake up. That's an alarm clock for you.
Very much so. All right, let's go back to the headquarters and wrap this up. This interview is so long, I'm probably going to do it in 2 different parts, but that's okay. It's a very good interview. It's a fun one. We're gonna
Dude, that'd be great, man. Yeah, 2 parts would be great.
Awesome. Well, it's been good playing with you. I'm going to commend you here. I'm going to put you on your way for getting free stuff with Social Score. You've now been commended.
Heck yeah. Finally, man. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much for having me on, brother. And I would love to come on sometime in the future. I'm going to be practicing on here. And, yeah, man.
Oh, anytime. Well, thanks for coming and talking to me today. I love having guests from other entertainment industries come over here to the gaming side of things. You're welcome back anytime. I think you've got my phone number, so you can text and message. And when you get into streaming, let me know. I can hook you up with Twitch, and we can play sometime.
I got you, man. Do you have an Instagram?
That's the one thing I don't have. I got Twitter. You got Twitter?
Oh, yeah. I'll follow you on Twitter, man.
Okay.
What's yours?
Mine is Driftor, just like my name, but without the actual.
Like
I'm going to do this right now. I think I looked you up on Twitter. So gotta learn about people before you interview them.
Right. All right, so mine is Carlito's Way 89.
Got you. All right, I just followed you, and I'm verified, as are you, so it should give a push notification for that.
Boom, boom. Yep, following you right now, buddy.
Awesome.
Dude, thank you so much, man, and I hope you enjoy the film, brother. May 4th, let me know what you think about it, all right?
I will. I'll see it. I probably won't be able to make it on opening night because I've got another event, but I'm going to see it pretty shortly after it comes out. So
perfect, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Anytime. See ya.
My dude, see you later, man.